Alright, here I am down at the river, the Mississippi River, in beautiful Bettendorf, Iowa.
Yeehaw! Another segment from Happy Squad coming up.
And I got a nice backdrop here with the LST-325. You can see here behind me. I'm going to be taking a tour on that here pretty quick. The line is starting to form. We've got about a half dozen or more people here waiting to get on the ship. And the crew is getting ready. We had a pretty good downpour today and soaked things up pretty good. Got over an inch I dumped out of the rain gauge. Well, how's that for boarding the ship pretty quickly? As I enter onto the tank deck, you can see it's fenced off for people entering the ship, and those exiting can walk past the souvenir tables and purchase some souvenirs as they exit. So I'm walking down the kind of an aisleway here to go and pay at the table to get on the ship here. I'm actually already on the ship. I'll make a stop here and peek into the battery shop. And just ahead here is the table where we pay, and it's $10 a person. Now here I am on the tank deck. The tank deck is 230 feet long and 28 feet wide. It's 12 feet high, and it could hold 20 Sherman tanks, 33 tons each. Compartments alongside the bulkheads are the paint locker, electric, and machine shops. Look at the size of the vise in this machine shop. I'm going to reach out and try to get a little better view of the machine shop here. There we go. Plus there's a machinery parts store, a laundry shop, and a bolt room. Below this tank deck are voids, ballast tanks, fuel tanks, fresh water tanks, emergency fire pumps, and main auxiliary engine rooms, the evaporator room, and notice the equipment stored on the bulkheads and the museum exhibits on both sides of the tank deck. There's plenty to see, and a lot of history. The LST has 14 ballast tanks mainly used to level the ship while at sea and to make the ship sit lower in the water when beaching to help it dig into the sand. The water tanks were then pumped out to float the ship and retract from the beach. Here's a 20mm cannon. You can see the shells for that cannon. And here's some seamen in their dress. I'm thinking this radio equipment is from the World War II time period. Just think all of this equipment could fit into your cell phone and more today, I'm sure. And then over across the way from this is, over here is some engine parts they're showing on display. The original entrance to the main engine room consisted of two 20-foot ladders on both sides of the engine room. From the second deck, the ship has two General Motors 12-cylinder 900 horsepower engines. Now up here on the bulkhead, there's a flywheel and a clutch for the main engines. And some engine controls there. Below the deck, down these stairs, is the #1 fire pump, the heat exchanger for the engine's cooling water, and lube oil. And here's a MASH Jeep unit. It's not World War II vintage, but it's a 1954 M170 MASH Jeep. And here's the laundry room for the crew. Here at the aft end of the deck, washers, dryers, and a water heater. There's a set of stairs here that I'm going to go up. And here at the top of the stairs, there's a room here on the right. It has some fire equipment and some other supplies inside this small room here. And also, check out this Greek painted flag right there. The LST-325 was in the Greek Navy for 36 years, from 1964 to 2000. Syros, the Greek name for the ship, is still painted above the entrance to the tank deck. And I'll show that when I exit the ship. Hi.
Hi. This is the general messing area for the crew. Refrigeration, dry food storage, and after stirring is located down there. But the Greek Navy had this for 36 years. They enclosed this space.
Oh.
It was open like that, and you had additional messing for 50 enlisted. And you had additional berthing for 50 to 85 around the stern of the ship. Then you have your refrigeration, your dry food storage, and your emergency steering's located down there. Where if needed, if they lost steering from above, you can manual, and I mean Armstrong it from down there. You would kind of keep it on course, but it's really rough and hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is crew messings here. Refrigeration, dry food storage, and after steering. Now this is the Greek version of general messing. They had the ship for 36 years. They enclosed this. And this was a Navy ship. It was an open concept.
I'm assuming it's the ones with the costs next to that.
Some more steps.
And your little rooms here
Peek outside. There's the channel cat. Water taxi. Cruising by, getting a view of the ship. And you can see the people waiting to get on all along the levee there. There's the end of the line. Down here on the main deck again. I don't know about again. This is the first time I've been on the main deck. Officers' country. Well, it does really feel good in here, though.
Yep,
They gave you the good spot to sit, didn't they?
I got senior citizen seniority.
This is pretty nice in here.
Yeah, not too bad, but we have remodeled it over since we had it too. So thank you.
Thank you for your service, sir.
You're welcome.
Very nice.
Yep.
Be able to come here and tour this.
Well, I tell you, keep coming because this thing gets 7 gallons a mile every time you go.
7 gallons to a mile? Wow. Probably does a little better going downstream though.
Maybe
Or
it's
maybe
like-
faster.
Yeah.
Okay, here you can see the wheelhouse. This is where the ship is controlled. And the captain's deck is just below this. And here's kind of the view you get looking out from the wheelhouse. You can see out over the main deck. And I'll be heading down to the main deck in just a little bit. And that will be part 3 of the LST-325 tour. But first I wanted to give you a peek at the lifeboats. On the side of the lifeboats, they are stamped with LST-325-3, and there's one here behind this tarp right here, and I'll try to get a better shot of it here as soon as I can get over there. And you can see how the front hatch drops down for the crew to, once they hit the beach, they can drop that down and hit the beach with more manpower at the same time. There's a shot of the LST-325 lifeboat and how the cranes hold it up and drop it down over the side. So come back for part 3 and we'll hit the main deck and the sleeping quarters. Thanks for watching.